Delicious rich tea fingers, aren't they, those things?
Yeah.
Rich tea fingers, lovely in your tea. They are...
Or, alternatively, in your worktop.
Yeah. So what I did on the live stream was just showing you how I go about doing all my plumbing underneath the sink. Yo, morning. So today we're gonna get this guy, AKA Steve-O. He's gonna show you how to get on with fitting the worktops in this kitchen renovation that we've got going on. Okay, so if you've already seen the previous video where we were showing you how we go about fitting all the base units, that's fine. So what we're just gonna go through now, so we've got all our area set up. So Steve's gonna start with the breakfast bar area. Because then he's going to start working his way around. Now we're still waiting on delivery for this corner unit. Now I know you're thinking, why the hell are you fitting worktops and you've not finished all this off? And it's because we're waiting for that corner larder. There's been a mistake, you may spot it, like I say, go and check the previous video out and you'll see that. We have had a message in from one of our subscribers asking whether this kitchen is solid oak. And to answer that, who in their right mind would have a solid oak kitchen? And I mean solid oak. It will cost you a lot of money, and I'm going to be honest, no, it's not. But
I think we know, that subscriber, we know who you are.
Yeah, we do know who you are. And you'll be...
And you are mad enough to have it all.
He is mad enough to have this in solid oak, and no doubt when he's ready for his kitchen, that's what he'll be asking for, is a solid oak kitchen, which... Stay tuned for that one. Stand by your beds and remortgage your house, but you know.
But in answer to that, no, it is just your regular chipboard with an oak veneer.
An oak veneer. So there you go, oak veneer, not solid oak. Just glad we've cleared that up.
So we are ready to start the worktops, and basically the way I would start these is what we need to do really is get the female joints cut first, and then the males go after. So when you set out your worktops, you want to start, in this instance it would be this side, because we need to keep the good edge for the breakfast bar, run the female joint, and then we move on round. So we will make a start on this one, cut into length, and then start routering out the female joint. So we have cut the worktop to length. We've checked that that wall's square to the peninsula here. We've kept 20mm overhang on there, and now we're ready to start rotoring, setting up to rotor our join. This is a button scribe joint, and you will need one of these. So the way this works is we will need a 90-degree cut, which it says on here, an F90. So you need to put the pegs in the right holes, and then also it's to fit 616mm worktop is the one that's going to come this way. So that goes in there. Then you're going to push these in.
Yeah,
some of these, that one is tight.
See, this is a new jig as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's so new that you can't even push the pegs in.
Make sure I've got the right pegs for this. I've got a few different sets of pegs.
Oh, here we go.
I'm pretty sure these are the right ones for you. Okay, so we've got the pegs in now.
Effortless, they went in.
They're just slide in.
Straight in, not a hammer in sight.
No, definitely no hammer to knock those in.
There won't be any clips or editing of when we get those pegs out either, will there? Funnily enough, we'll lose those.
No, they do seem very tight, but they are the right pegs for it. And then we need to clamp on. Now, I normally would clamp here. You're going to make sure that you are out of the way of the rotor base. Otherwise, you're going to just doof. And then you're going to make sure that which we're not,
So making sure we've not got that gap there, isn't it?
So we're nice and tight there, and also that these pegs are running and touching neatly up to the front surface. And then we've got a 1/2 inch router. This is with a new bit in.
Jazzy. And then what I think I might do, Steve, is I might set this down and then get the Hoover on the go.
Yeah.
Because that's going to make a right mess, isn't it?
It is going to make a mess, yes.
So get the Hoover on and let's get you set up on time lapse, I reckon.
So there we have a nice cut here. What I meant to say as well, before you set up, is you always need to make sure when you're cutting, your router blade's going to turn clockwise. You always need to make sure that you're cutting into the worktop. If I was cutting it on the other end, this way, what would happen is as I was coming back through, it'd split all that front face out. So what you do there on the other side is you would turn it upside down.
Because that would not look very nice with it.
No, it's not a great look on the worktop.
Strong look.
Next, we need to set our depth and cut out for our bolts, worktop bolts. We're about to cut the bolts out, but we've just found out they've sent the wrong size connection bolts. So while they are sending those out to us, and they shouldn't be too long, we will get on with cutting out the hob on this one and then cutting the rest of the worktops, and then we can come back after we've cut those and jig out all the bolts. The hob is going here. The easiest way to mark this out is find the centre of the unit, which is going in this 800 unit below, work out the centre line, and then we know that that unit needs a cutout of 750 by 490. Measure that out and let's go get it cut. We've got the next piece of worktop on, so to show you how we mark out for the male side of the joint. Cut the end, made sure that's close enough to the wall, and then we've got to keep this side longer, and then we do the scribe. So from underneath, we just mark along there and then get it back on the benches. So for the male joint, we are obviously cutting this way, so we've got to do the board upside down, so we're cutting into the laminate. I know on my router the spacing is 8.5 mil, so all I do is where that line that we scribed underneath, set the jig back 8.5 mil, and it should all be sorted.
So a little bit of an update now. So we're waiting still on the parts. So we need the bolts for underneath. So what Steve's been doing is getting on as much as he can, getting all the worktops all in place. So he's got that one, which is this run, where he's just marked up the bit here. He's just marked up that. So he's going to cut that through. So sink is in. So I thought actually originally that the sink was going to be a porcelain one, but it's not. It's just a plastic number. So we've just drilled in the hole for the actual tap itself. Just started to do some of the basic plumbing, because obviously I can't do too much under there, because if I do, that's going to be a bit of a nightmare when we've got to go and lift it all up. And Steve's not going to be very happy about that. So we're just sort of waiting and trying to do as much as we can. We managed to shift those units out because they're just going to get in our way and also make life a bit harder when we're coming to do lifting that back in. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit of an update. Also, you've probably not shown you, but we'll show you when we do that one, that Steve's used the biscuit jointer. And that's a rich tea biscuit jointer. And what that will do there is give you these little slots you put in the worktop. Because these worktops are so thin, I think they're 22 mil, I think, something like that. Steve quite likes to put the old biscuit joints in on there on top of the bolts, which gives it a little bit more security and less movement. So Steve will cut those, and then before he does the old biscuit joint in, we'll show you how to do that before we go any further. Go for it, big boy. So there you have biscuit joints sort of done. How deep are they, Steve?
Deep enough.
Perfect. That's all we need. So there's your biscuits. They're like delicious rich tea fingers, aren't they? Those things.
Yeah.
Rich tea fingers, lovely in your tea. They are.
Or alternatively, in your worktop.
Yeah, you can put them in there if you want to be boring.
Yeah.
But that's what they do. And then obviously you glue those in, don't you? You don't leave them like that. So a bit of glue, but obviously not ready for that really. So glue on there, glue on there, glue on there. And everyone gets sticky, you know what I'm saying? We're just saying, right? I'm gonna put that there. So there's two ways of doing those. So you don't have to specifically have the fancy bit of kit that Steve's got, the actual biscuit jointer, isn't it? That's what it's actually called. You don't have to have that. You can actually get the biscuit jointer router bit.
Yeah, you can get
a router bit in it, and then you put that in the smaller router than that one, don't you? Because that's a little bit of a beast.
In a 1/4 inch rating.
Yeah. But that's a much faster bit of kit. It's much better.
A lot.
And you like that, don't you?
A lot less.
It's a lot less mess as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good bit of kit. So
that's one of those talked about for a few years.
We did, yeah. We did speak about that for a long time. And you
finally felt like we've earned enough that we could
accomplish these things and bought it. So yeah, so it's nice to see it out, in fairness, rather than sitting in the van. Okay, so as you can see, we're a little bit further on. It all got a little bit chaotic and stressful. So we'll go through it with you so you know, and I've just obviously jumped on, if you may have caught it. You may have caught it. We just jumped on a live stream as well while we were doing that. Steve's first ever live, which I'm sure that he's really enjoyed. We will do a few more of them because it's actually quite easy to do, in fairness. Will we? Will we? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So I'll just quickly run through the worktops. Well, I'll get Steve to do that, but I'll just show you what I've done under here, and I do need to get the water back on because else I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to get a phone call. So what I did on the live stream was just showing you how I go about doing all my plumbing underneath the sink. So a little while ago we moved over to a press fit as well. So I was going to do a video, a full length video on it, but I did a live instead. So what we've got here, essentially we've got our cold feed coming in, brought it through. This cold then feeds the rest of the house coming backwards. We've got our hot, which we only need a hot supply for the sink, which is fine. And then we've got our cold feed for the sink, and then we've got a cold feed. So the cold feed then runs down to the dishwasher, well, it will do eventually. So all I've got left then is really to sort out all the waste and stuff, but I need to make sure I turn these off, because if the customer comes in and goes, oh, I like the tap, turn it on, it's all going to flood out, which will be really, really annoying.
Worktops, we've jumped on a little bit, but worktops are done. So we've put the biscuit joints in, and then we've had the zip bolts in underneath. Normally I just get Mike under there, stick him under there.
Very true.
And start tightening those up, and then I can just check that those are nice and flush, and then we get a nice join on the worktops, get them nice and tight.
So we've got our corner piece is here finally. It's come a bit later than what we actually anticipated, which is a bit frustrating. And we've just found out as well there is an additional bit of worktop which actually going in to here. So we're just trying to figure stuff out at the minute. So there's another worktop that's going inside there, which we didn't know about. So we're just having a little bit of a square up now, because it is getting on, it is past our bedtime. We need to get a bit of squared away. Like Steve said about the zip bolts as well, so these are them. Didn't realise we had a spare set there.
We don't have a spare set there for that.
Oh, for that one. So we don't have a spare set, just clarifying that. We do not have a spare set. These are...
Not a giveaway.
There's not a giveaway, there is nothing... I mean, we could think of a better price than some zip bolt connectors. Yeah. But these are so much better, in fairness, not sponsored by Zip Bolt at all, because you just literally just use the Allen key, stick it in the old gun, and off you go. Whereas years ago when we started doing this together, it was usually me on my back doing the 10mm spanner, and it'd do my head in, and then you're getting all the glue on you. It's like, yeah, I don't know how people do it who like stuff like that. It's not for me. So yeah, so that's going to be the end of us.
Of it all.
Of it all. Let's go. I've had enough.
Walk away.
That's it. Cut from the herd. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video and you're enjoying the slightly different style of what we're doing, trying to show you very different aspects of what we're doing as a business, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, costs you absolutely nothing, but just know that you've made me and Steve happy. All right, and that's the end of it. Right, join you tomorrow. See you later.